Hey everybody, how you doing? It is producer director Wes, and you are here on an episode of Building Wins Live, where we're having a couple technical difficulties, but I think we're going to be absolutely fine. I'm going to be bouncing over here in just a second to see if Randy's available. If he's not, then the one and only Barry Broxterman and I from MWI Components will be discussing things without Randy, which is weird because they're the ones that are in the industry together. But you know what? That's what you got to do with live videos. So we will be right back in just a little bit. Stay tuned. All right, Big Randu, can you hear us and see us?
I can hear you. I can see you.
Man, then I'm going to get out of here and let you talk to the one and only Barry.
Well, thank you, brother. You're the man. Barry, what's going on, brother?
Oh, not much, man. Just had a couple customer visits today and just got to the hotel here to jump on live with you. So
love it. Hey, I think this is applicable, right? Two road warriors that we are. You're sitting in a hotel room. I'm sitting, as you can see by my background. Either this is a very good virtual, which is not, or I'm along the side of I-70 somewhere near Columbus. On to be between a open house and headed for the airport, bro. So road warriorism at its best, right?
Absolutely, man. It seems like it's never ends, man. You hop into an airplane, you get home, and you get a couple hours of sleep over the weekend, and you head back out. So
you got it, buddy. You got it. Exactly. That's exactly what happened for me Monday. I'm out I won't get back. I think I was telling you off camera, I won't get back until Saturday night. So it's another long week, but it's what we do and love, right?
Absolutely, man.
So before we get started, my man, tell us about your life. Who is Barry Broxterman?
Oh, that's a loaded question, Randy.
Well, I know. And remember, it's a PG-13 show, so let's be easy.
Yep. Yeah, I got that message probably 7 or 8 times this week.
Yep.
So no, I started this industry 20 some years ago, actually. A little bit different sort of things than what you did. I was in the lumberyard industry for quite a bit of time and early on in my career, specialized in metal, which is kind of how I came into the current things I've been doing over the last 7-8 years. Was a big buyer for metal sales manufacturing, which we both worked with for several years. And actually, one of our good buddies, John Marchand, was my sales guy. And then he kept trying to get me to come into the other side. And Brian Chatham was another guy that I had bought from there with a company that you rep as well, ST Fasteners. And then I just kind of dove straight in, and I talk a little bit about my personal life that you usually do here. So I've been married now for 20 years to my wife Kim, who and met several times. We have 2 boys. Aiden is now 16, and Noah is 13. And man, you're going to be shocked, but he's actually taking his driver's education course right now.
Noah, who?
Yeah,
Noah is. Get out of here.
Wow. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, it was exciting when I met your family at your house, which you were so kind to have me come out a few years ago, and had a great time. So, well, good. So you're from Seneca, Kansas.
That's correct.
I forget which way that is from Kansas City because
it's just west a couple hours.
Couple hours west. Okay. Yep. Okay. So born and raised there, played ball, athlete.
Yep. Tried to be.
Well, we all try to be. So you had a lumber yard and a truss company there in that general area. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, we had a few partners, my brother and a couple other partners, and we ran that for, I'm going to say 7 or 8 years, Randy. And it actually was taken out by a tornado. and completely leveled everything. And that kind of led to me going, a little bit different route, kind of condensing some things. That there was a lot, as there's, getting up at 5 a.m, working on all through the night when you're owning your own business, and kind of want something different. And, the opportunity presented itself with Marco Industries.
Right.
And I worked there for, probably 6 years, I believe, with you. And,
That sounds right.
it's a great company. Man, I'll tell you, the people that you meet there, first and foremost, I mean, you ain't gonna, meet a better group of people. Blake Atkins and Price Atkins, the ownership group there. I can't say enough about them guys, and of course all the salespeople. We still have great relationships today. Craig Barker, that guy is he's an amazing sales guy. He worked under me for a few years there. All of them, George, Dave Lorenz, Brent. I mean, there's just a handful of top-notch salespeople there, and that as well with working with with those guys for a long time.
Right.
So, obviously after that, I went to MWI Components, which is another company that you rep. And same thing. I mean, the people at MWI are amazing. Phil and Ben, from an ownership standpoint, they're awesome people. And Shannon, all the ladies, Leanne, they're top notch people as well. So I've been very blessed in the two jobs in this industry of the people that I've got to meet and work with. So
awesome. Yeah, we was talking earlier. The funny thing, when we first started working together at Marco, and now we work together via MWI. It's funny how you talk about engaging in that. You and I have been in this industry one way or another for a long, long time. We knew each other before, because I remember we hired this guy when I heard that Marco had hired you. Mm-hmm. I'm going, I know that guy. I know that guy. And it was like old home week when we first met up the first time, right? Because we'd hung out at different shows, and my only point of all that is I tell people all the time, anybody will listen, is, man, you got to engage in the industry, right? That you live with. Yeah. We eat and live and sleep this industry, and if you do, and you want to be successful, you gotta. It's not a 9-to-5 job, right? And
yeah, that's correct. I think for 3 years previous to me starting with Marco was when I started coming to the shows, and when we got introduced. And you and Dave Stevenson was part of that group. John Marchand, Ben Oscarson, Zach. I got to know all you guys, and I think that engagement that I kicked it off with you guys just made me understand what this industry is about, and the something that I wanted to be a part of, for the future.
So you after a couple, I got to go back to this for a minute. Not that I know this won't bother you. I don't think it will. But so you learned a lot, obviously, running your own business.
Yeah.
And both buying, selling, and personnel and all that. But take us back, because that's a pretty traumatic experience to go to bed. And I think, if I remember the story right, I might have it wrong, but you get a phone call that your business had been hit by a tornado. Did you know hit as in I lost a roof and a couple windows, or did you know how bad it was until you got there?
No, they called, and it was really a terrifying night, because we actually were in the basement of our own house, because the business was about 20 miles away from where we live, and the tornado sirens were going off, and the tornado that had leveled our building was actually heading directly for Axtell, where we lived. And so they kept calling me, and I wouldn't answer it. And finally I picked it up and I said, hey, I'm in the basement right now. We got a tornado heading right for us. And then that's when they told me, pretty much that we had lost everything at that point, but they needed us to come out there. So, we had to drive out there at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I guess just verify, this is our place, and then, okay, thank you. And we drove home. Right. So, it's the community around there. just, I mean, you've seen the small town atmosphere when you were up playing golf with us and hanging out. Everyone pitched in, everyone helped clean up, and it's a pretty amazing community that we live in up here. So
yeah, it's one of the beauties of small town America, right?
that's correct.
But yeah, but like I said, that's like like about 30 seconds of terror there, and it's over, right? I mean, that's so.
Real quick, I do gotta give a shout out to Daniel Beatty there. I seen his comment and I must have missed it. Yes, Daniel, you and Gary DeMarco and Adam Kozak, you guys are great, man.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, hey Daniel. Yeah, they it's a great team there, and you're right. And and you came with the MWI program. You're doing some shout outs, and man, you're right there. We're just blessed to have, and that's a key, I think, to us guys that are outside sales guys.
Yeah,
whether it's company guys or reps, the value of the inside people.
Oh, it's amazing.
And so amazing at Marco, and now with us, with you at joining us at MWI, we equally there have just top-notch people, and boy, they could either make or break so many customer relations, right? We spend a lot of time out doing what we do.
Yeah.
But man, if they don't do what they do on their end, all that's for naught, if you will.
No, you're exactly right. I mean, they're your support staff, man. They're right in it with you. And, we've worked with some of the best, like you said, Alicia and Beth are the two that, help the most there at MWI. I didn't mention them, but I mean, without that inside sales team, our job would be, 10 times tougher, trying to balance everything as you're traveling, as you're jumping on a plane, as you're, everything. It's pretty amazing the value of what they, bring to the table.
Exactly. And of course, they're also the ones that are taking the grief when things go wrong.
Right.
Sometimes before us.
They're that layer of protection for us. Yeah.
Yeah. and many times they have it solved before they let us know, which is a sign of a great inside staff. And that's what's beautiful is so many times, and I know you've got the same thing, hey, just letting you know, Randy, this happened, but this is what we did, and it's all resolved, right? Wow. That's huge.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. More often than not, Randy, you probably nailed it on the head there with they take care of the problem before and then we hear about it afterwards. And, that's an amazing feeling to know that, we can just go do what we do best. And that's, be on the road, visiting customers, building the relationships. It's pretty awesome. Yes, Chris, Kirsten, you are pretty awesome too. So.
So you just hit a word that I love to talk about almost every time, which is relationship. Kirsten, I had the technical difficulties. Did you beat Barry today? Oh wait, yes, you did, didn't you? Well done. Hi Shannon, what's up? So relationships. How important are those to you as far as not you with the customers, building relationships versus just selling stuff, whatever stuff is?
Well, Randy, early on in our whatever you want to call this, our relationship, I guess, we talked a lot about reading books and different things like that. And the first book that I think you and I had read together was People by You. Mm-hmm. And, that book kind of resonated with me and has forever, with the fact that the customers are really buying what we do, not necessarily the products. I mean, we all have great products, but they got to learn to trust you and, know that you're looking out for them. And, I come from a little bit of a different situation because I was that end user. I was the guy that was, building the sheds. I was the guy that was pouring the concrete. I was a guy that, sometimes couldn't get a job done because material may have been, missing, whether it be ventilation or soffit or whatever it might be. So I think I understand, and I know you do as well with our talks, but, the relationship it goes all the way down the line. It's not just from the manufacturer to us, to our customer. It's who that customer's selling to that's doing the end project. And, they're the ones, if we struggle, they're the ones that are really taking the brunt of this. So, relationships are everything. And with our customers, Randy, knowing that we're going to go the extra mile for them, that means a lot to them. So relationships are everything. So
exactly. Well, it's an interesting conversation because as we'd said, I just left a great customer open house probably about an hour and a half ago. And what I love about those is getting to actually meet our customers, right? Meet that contractor, meet because we, obviously we don't really sell to homeowners, but meeting the contractor that's literally depending on his supplier, who is depending on us to make payroll this week, maybe, right? If we don't supply the product, we don't do what we say we're going to do. There's I guess the point what I want to say, is they're not a customer number.
Right.
And it's easy to forget that if you're inside sometimes or you don't get out. And of course, we know that because we're out every day. But these are actual people with a first name, a last name, a middle name, a wife, a husband, kids, grandpas, that are literally trying to make a living. And they put a lot of trust in us and the companies that we represent. And sometimes you can't. All you can do is what you can do. But I think it's very important for us guys as road warriors out in the field to make sure we convey that all the way back down the line that this is not customer number 74449, Billy Bob's wrinkled tin, right? This is Billy Bob, and I know his wife, and they're trying to supply product to an industry, right, and take care of people, and it's easy to forget.
Yeah, definitely is. You froze up a little there, Randy. I don't know if you can still hear us. You back?
Did I lose you, buddy?
Yeah, there you go. No, you're absolutely right. A lot of, when you treat customers like numbers, it really, it changes the way they think of you. And, I remember several times, with some of the salespeople that we used to have, times where a customer may have been out of product and we're within a couple hours of another.
Hey, Wes, if you hear me, you might need.
Seem to have lost my audio, buddy.
We can hear you fine, Randy. Can you hear us? You're on mute, Wes.
There we go. I don't think Randy can hear us. So it may be you and I conversating here, Barry. Randy looks like he can see us, but I don't think he can hear us.
That ain't all bad. Sometimes not hearing Randy's a good thing.
Well, if he gets to a point where he can actually hear us, he can pop back on. So go ahead and continue your thought there, Barry.
I was just saying that, I remember several times where, our salespeople would drive a couple hours to pick up a product for a customer because they needed it by that weekend and, to tie a job up. So, those are the things that, doing everything you can, going that extra mile for your customers. That's really where you gain that trust. And that's definitely a big thing.
So something that Randy always asks people that you and I didn't even cover when I was asking you for a couple questions, when everything was starting to go a little sideways with COVID, how did you zig when everybody else was zagging to keep up with the, I guess not being able to see people directly as much, or were you able to absorb yourself into the technology really quick, or was it something that was new to you?
I had some experience in some of the stuff. I mean, obviously the Zoom programs and the different things like that were new or newer. The one thing I always do have to laugh about is the bomb. That's the worst thing that was ever created. But Randy and I have good stories about that. But it was a little different for me, Wes, because I'm in a small town. It took a long time for COVID to get. Obviously it started at the coast and came in. So I was still doing a little bit of traveling early when it was going on, and when no one really knew what the impact was really going to be. and then of course we got, shut down, and it seemed like it impacted my area probably in a different way, because when it came through, when you're in a town of 2,000 people, it basically kind of comes through and then it's gone, right? Because there's just
Right.
nobody else there. So we didn't have all, the restrictions, I guess, that a lot of people did. I mean, a lot of people stayed home and work from home, and that's gonna change the world forever as far as that goes. But we did a lot of Zooms. A lot of the sales teams, even Zoom together on Fridays just to see each other. It was definitely different, and it was myself. I ended up exercising a lot more. I was doing sometimes 20 miles a day of just walking. Talking on the phone with customers as I was walking, and it was something that was unbelievable. Never thought it would ever come to that, but it did, and everyone adjusted, and now we're kind of on the uptick and back and doing everything normal again. But like I said, it'll never be 100% normal. It's always going to be a little less than what it was. So, Brandon, you back on?
Oh, well, I think so. Am I?
Yeah,
You are. We can see and hear you. I'm gonna go ahead and let you take it over again.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I should just leave you on there, Wes. Hell, you're better looking anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what, we do have good looking hairdos, don't we? And
Well, you guys,
we got the memo for the clothes too.
right.
Well, in the future, we got to do something about this. We have guys with no hair. That's a great hairdo. I love it. We've got to not have the same shirt color, because especially when I'm doing it on a small screen from my car like this, I can't tell who's who.
Oh wow!
Go with the handsome one, and you'll know who to talk to. So
yeah, I must say, I'm not sure who that's a compliment to, but anyways, so sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I was just sitting here, but that's the beauty of live and trying to do it remote. That's why I prefer to do it from the home office, but so be it. So
yes, sir.
Where'd you and Wes end up at?
We just talked about a little bit of how things changed, over COVID, with Zoom meetings and, restricted travel and different things like that. So, we kind of got through, a lot of what's not going to change. Things that'll be around here forever now with this COVID thing that went through. So
there's some things that just happened, but it talk to me about this, because I'm sure you have too, but the biggest benefit, and I hate to say it as a benefit because there was nothing cool about COVID, the whole everything, right? But you guys got to look for the silver lining, or look for what you can take from it. And the biggest thing I got, and I'd love to hear what you have to say, but is not only did I do some adapting, like this show, a lot of other virtual things that I do, and found ways to maybe be more places at the same time, if you will, more force multipliers. And that's all things, but my mentality changed because I learned to be an adapter and learned to expect to need to adapt, right? And I'm sure you've seen the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't adapt, I mean, you're never gonna get anywhere. I mean, I still have a few customers that still have their offices closed in the state of Texas. So
serious, really?
Yeah, they'll meet you, for a lunch or something like that outside the office. But as far as the offices, they still have them closed. And, it was tough. I mean, guys like us that was traveling, I think that last year I did almost 220 days a year in a hotel room. Mm-hmm. And you go from that to zero, and wow, I mean, you're driving yourself crazy, man. So, and I know that you feel the same way, but, you have to adapt and move on. So,
yep. Well, exactly. And I think all of our companies, and it's not just in our industry, it's in every industry, but I will say that, a big hats off, if you will, or whatever we're going to call it, to the manufacturers that have been and still are, and whatever involved with this. All of them did an amazing job. It
was not easy either. I mean, we went through all the procedures, and we were part of some of the meetings when it came to that of, when should we let people go? When should we have them back on the road? And there was no good answers. I mean, things were still going, and I guess, it's some tough things that they had to, to do. And, of course, it all is going to work out, but, it was struggles for a long time there for the manufacturers. I mean, they didn't know which way to turn. They didn't know if they'd have workers. The one time, I believe, when we were at Marco there, I think they lost like half their workers or something because of COVID. And, that kills production, but you got to do the right things. And, they did what they had to do. And let's just hope this is a lesson for the future. Let's hope that this don't happen, again.
Right. Right. Well, we hope it doesn't happen. The only maybe other good news out of this, if you will, is that whatever those things are that can just come out of nowhere, I think we're all, us guys on the road, inside people, ownership, top management, have a whole, we'll probably adopt quicker and better.
Yeah.
Because this was like, you never have, I guess we all, like as men especially, we like to assimilate everything into sports, right? And you could have been a great high school ball player and a great college ball player, had great practices in the NFL, let's say. But that first game, man, right? I don't care who you are, it is a whole different, you don't know what to expect. You think you do, but you really don't.
Yeah.
And I like that. Pardon me?
No, I said, yeah, you're absolutely correct, Randy.
So, so I liken that a little bit to all this is everybody was literally, it was that first Sunday opening kickoff in Lambeau Field, right? And you're going, oh, crap, I'm on the field now, right? I've trained. I think I know what I'm doing. I think I'm a pretty good athlete, but wow. I mean, that's, that's that guy and that guy and that guy over there. And they're 10 times faster than I ever seen in college. And, so I think that's the same thing we developed. But the good news is that second game, it's a whole lot better, right?
Oh, yeah.
And by the end of the season, you're no longer a rookie, right? Yep. So, and I think we went through a rookie season during COVID that lasted 2 years.
Right.
But I hope we don't never have anything like that again. But whatever little things that come down the road, I just think we're way better way better ability to draw from the experiences, I think, right?
Well, yeah, and we're, every company is now fully prepared. It took, some companies months upon months to be able to adapt and put these, things in place. There's a lot of outside salespeople in the industry now that are inside salespeople that are working from home now, and that's right. One of the things that, I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent, but those are the changes that have been happening out there. Something ever does happen again, they have everything in place now to where they don't miss a beat. And that's the only positive, I guess, that you can think of out of this situation for the manufacturers or people in general. So
exactly. So what do you see for your part of the world as we start thinking about wrapping up here? Because I might want to make my plane tonight, and you got okay, go ahead. Who are you going to see tonight with your lovely wife?
Well, for her anniversary, she wanted to go see Snoop Dogg and Warren G and Ice Cube or whatever. So we're going there tonight. I think we're leaving here about 6:30 or 6, somewhere around there. Nice. So we should have probably just did a live shoot from there.
What we should have next time.
Next time we will.
If you get on stage with the Snoop Dogg, and you don't shoot a video and share it with Building Wins Live, you'll never be invited back.
All right, well, I'll guarantee I can do that for you.
Okay. You
might get arrested afterwards, but
well, awesome. Yeah, and I've got to head out pretty shortly and make sure there's I've often said, and I really, really, as you know, like you, love what I do. I love the travel, love all this stuff.
Yeah.
I've often joked that I might be late, and I don't really mean this, but I might be late. I might miss a plane on a trip out, but the dude ain't missing a trip home, man.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna happen.
I've been on a few sales meetings with you where we've kind of pushed that limit, but I remember one time you fell asleep, if you remember that, right, Randy? And
I do. I was tired. It was hey, Brad Kern.
Hey, Brad.
that was a long 3-day week. Yeah, I remember that. I'm still a little amazed at and big shout out to Delta because I love them. But I don't know if that ever happens again and you see me, come over and tap me on the shoulder and say, "Sir, do you think this is your plane, or are you just hanging out here?"
Right. No, they've helped us out a lot in those airlines, don't they?
Yeah. I guess
So,
they just was going to shut the door. Let's put it this way: they are starting to shut the door, and I woke up and I did, hey, is that they plane? They said, I don't know, it's about ready to shut. You better hurry.
yeah,
Oh,
no doubt.
but that's good stuff. So, how do you see as we kind of wrap up here, buddy? How do you see the balance of this year? I know we're all fighting the supply chain and the pricing and all the craziness that's going on, but I think you see things the same way I do. We chat 20 times a day, so. But the view from the 30,000-foot view from Barry.
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be a strong finish, to the year. We're having allocation problems, and the pricing is going crazy, but they're still buying, and they're still building, and so I think that we'll have a great end of this year, and I don't really see I think we see some trends of maybe lumber and stuff coming back down a little bit, so hopefully that continues to do that, and we keep doing what we love to do, Randy. So
that's it. Keep road warrioring on. Whew,
that's right.
Yeah, road warrior Randy. There it is, buddy. And that's about what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to put the hammer down here in a minute and blast into the old airport and get my seat and ride about an hour and 15 minutes, and then spend 2.5 lovely hours at the Delta Club in ATL. Yay.
Well, I would like to say before we go, Randy, it's really is a privilege to be on here and talk shop with you. I'm a big supporter of you and how you run your business and the way you treat your people. And, honestly, the reason I'm in this industry is a lot to do with you. So,
wow.
Cheers, buddy. And I'm never going to say that ever again. So take it for what it's worth.
Do I have to send you like a honey baked ham or something, or what?
That would be nice.
Okay. Well, I greatly appreciate it, and we tend to refer to each other a lot as brother, and you really are. I mean, I wanted you to be on the show because you're a true professional, and you love your customers, you love your manufacturers, you love the people you work with, and it shows, my man. So
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right,
all right, bud. Hey, go have a Snoop Dogg night, and we'll be looking for video. So there you go, Barry Broxterman, my great buddy. Sorry I had some technical difficulties, but as you can see, I am in my rental car beside I-170 somewhere east of Columbus. But that's what we do in Road Warriors, right? We just road warrior on. So thanks for checking in, share it out. And next week, we will be another little unique, not really, we've done a couple of them, but I'm going to be at an open house next Friday in Ashland, Ohio at Neil Cole Lumber. And I'm going to be interviewing Neil Burkholder. We don't have the information to put up right now, but we'll be promoting that next week. But Neil, young guy, built a great business there. I don't think he's 40 yet. I think he's under 40. So young guy that's built a great business out there in Ashland County, outside of the town of Ashland, actually. And he's also done a very nice pole barn estimating program. And so we're going to talk to him after the open house next week, live at his facility, and talk about his business, how he built it, his philosophy for running business, and also talk about his post-frame building application that he designed. So that'll be a good time. Always push the envelope a little bit, like to try new things. Not necessarily these for my car on the road because too many options for things to go wrong, but that's okay. I love it. So anyways, until next week, remember, if there's nothing else that you do, if there's nothing else that you listen to that I say, remember, love what you do and do what you love. Barry, that was just on, was a perfect example of that. We get up every day and we go do what we love and love what we do. And because you only get one go around here on planet Earth, whatever happens after that happens, but love it, live it, own it. And remember, make today your best day ever. One more ever. Until until tomorrow. See y'all. Thanks much. Cheers.